comfortable seat. And the first part of this class I wanted to talk about this. There's a breathing exercise, another pranayama. Oh, I like your t-shirt. It's cute. It says namaste, y'all. So there's different types of pranayama. We learned two already. We learned Ujjayi pranayama, which is the most common breath that we practice in yoga. It's inhaling through the nose. I know, Carrie, you missed that first class, but did you get a chance to watch it? Perfect. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, and as you're breathing, it's using the throat as a passageway, so you're hearing that in your throat. And if you take any kind of yoga class anywhere, most likely that's the breath that the teacher is going to want you to do, is that Ujjayi pranayama, unless of course they say exhale out the mouth. Okay, but throughout the practice, that's the breath that you use. And then another pranayama we learned which was last week, I think, which was the alternate nostril breathing, which helps to rebalance the right and the left side of the brain. Did anyone get a chance to practice that at all this week? Oh, maybe she's like, yes, I did.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's always there for you, right? So you do it whenever you want, and maybe you won't do it for 4 years, but in 4 years we'll be like, oh, I remember when I got taught that, and then you'll start doing it. And so that's how it is for me anyway. It's like I learned all these things along the way, and like 5 years later I'm like, oh yeah, I took tapping. I took a tapping workshop. So that's a beautiful breathing exercise. And then the third one, well, there's more, but the one we're going to learn today is called Kapalabhati breathing. Now, if you've ever taken a Bikram yoga class, which is a very popular hip style of yoga, it's popular because it was the first heated yoga. And like really, the guy isn't great, but the person, because, you know, won't go into that, but he was really kind of a brilliant marketing guy. And also smart in a way where he took all these very traditional things from a hatha yoga practice, put them all together, said, hey, I'm going to put these 42 poses together in order, have them do it twice. They're all pretty simple. They're all poses that everyone can do. And then he put it in a heated room. So the way that he did, the reason for the heated room, there's lots of reasons why you practice yoga in heat, but one of the biggest reasons was that he really got the attention of more of the athletic crowd that wanted a workout. And so he got this like athletic crowd of people that normally would never do yoga, but came and did this yoga class because they knew that they would sweat their heinies off and burn a bunch of calories, and it felt like a workout, you know? So, it's like a side door entrance into yoga. And so what ended up happening with a lot of these people is they get hooked on it because, not just because of what happens physically, but really, as we know, is the mental benefits, because they were getting the mental benefits. So, long story short, he always ends the class with this breathing exercise, this Kapalabhati breathing, okay? It's not from him, he didn't invent it, but I just kind of brought it out today just so you know that if you ever took a Bikram class, that would be something you would do it there. It's at the end of the class. And what wonderful way to end class. It's designed to really detox your body. So he does it at the end of class so that basically he's thinking that, oh, you have all these poses, you've sweated, and you've worked all this way. Here's the last thing we're gonna do. It's a breathing exercise, and it's gonna be the last bit, and we're gonna get everything out of our body just using our breath, okay? You can do it a few different ways. You can do it where you inhale through your nose and exhale out your nose. Or you can do it where you inhale through your nose and you exhale out your mouth. Or you can do inhale through your mouth, exhale out your mouth, okay? The way I'm gonna teach it is, let's do exhale out the mouth, because I think that'll be the easiest. But just know that you can do it through your nose too, and then you can also breathe in and out through your mouth, okay? So, you wanna put your hand on your belly, so just hold your belly with your hands, and this is gonna be done, so make sure you feel comfortable, right? So you can sit any way you want, but comfortable. You're gonna breathe into your hands, inhaling and filling up your belly with breath. And the exhale is done with a forceful exhale. And when you do that, you pull the abdomen back towards the spine as hard as you can. So it's a, and you have to get used to sort of pumping your belly out and in. So it's a breathing exercise, but it's an abdominal exercise as well. So if you're doing it right, you might get some cramping, like in your abdominal muscles, just from breathing, okay? So we'll do it slow at first, and then we'll do another set, and I'll give you a little more rhythm, and then maybe we'll do it one more time where there's a good rhythm to it, okay? So just put your hands on your belly. We're gonna go nice and slow. So inhale through your nose and fill your belly, relax your belly, fill it up with your breath, and then do a forceful exhale, go, and pull your belly in. Yeah, and then do it again. Inhale into your hands, and then exhale. Yeah, you should feel that little, right? Do it again. Inhale through your nose, and exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale through your nose, and exhale. Yes, good. So we're not used to like letting our belly relax a lot, right? So it's kind of weird just going, because we're used to just being like, all the time. So you need to actually work in both directions. You need to work in the out and you need to work in the in. Most of the work is done on the in, okay? So think as you inhale, it's just happening. But when we start to speed up this process, it's gonna be more like exhale, 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 exhale. I'm not even gonna cue the inhale. Does that make sense? So it'll look like this. I'll do this way so you can see. So I'll take one breath in, and then when I'm ready, right? So it's like you don't even think about the inhale as much. You just think relax, you just think exhale, 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 exhale. That's what you think about. Yes?
So did you breathe in and out, or did you breathe
I did
in
breathe.
and just breathe out several times?
Yeah, no, I breathed in, but it wasn't the focus. It was almost like I was breathing in a little bit, and I focused more on the exhale. So I am breathing in, but I'm not focusing on the inhale. I'm not going, I'm just thinking. What happens actually is the inhale just happens automatically. So you're not retaining your breath. You're never in breath retention. You're always breathing, you just don't have to think about the inhale, okay? So we'll go now at a more rhythmic pace, and then last round, we'll go even quicker, okay? So how about we'll do like maybe 30 seconds, more rhythmic pace. I'm gonna clap when you exhale, you ready? Take one breath in, big breath in, and then go. Wild, right? So it's also called an elevated breath or an elated breath. It does bring feelings of like, oh, feel good. Like you're oxygenating your body. You're like, no, not really.
She's like, now I'm tired.
It's confusing. It gets so much easier once you start practicing it. And it's actually, so you can stay with that breath, that pace if you want, okay? But this last round, we're gonna go a little bit quicker. Do you guys have any questions before you do this third one?
I'm doing it through my mouth. Is that okay both ways?
You're inhaling through your mouth, exhaling at your mouth?
You don't want that?
Well, yeah, you can do that. Just don't focus on it.
Okay.
Think,
I was
yeah.
focusing on the nose if I did.
No, just don't focus on the inhale. So if you're breathing through your mouth, fine. But just don't focus on it. Focus more on exhaling out your mouth.
Okay.
So every clap, and just think, pull in, so your belly. So yeah, just don't worry about that inhale.
Okay.
However it goes in is fine.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So take a deep breath in through your nose. And then here we go. It's wild now. Exhale, 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 exhale. You might get a little cramp in your belly. Yeah, a little cramp. That's right. And keep your lips a little pursed, just in one place. Just go exhale, 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 exhale. You go faster? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let it go. Okay, so that's a Kapalabhati breath. So the actual technical term is called skull shining breath. But it really is, you can feel your abdominal muscles working, kind of palpating and moving. And you know, in terms of detox, it's squeezing all of your intestines, right? Kind of, that's why, so that squeezing in your intestines. You can also do this breathing exercise in different poses, okay? So you'll see it in warrior pose. You'll see it, which we're gonna be doing some hip openers, standing hip openers today. You'll see it in chair pose. And so it's just a fun way to experiment with it. The other thing it does is, I said it before, it activates your abdominal muscles. So you should feel your abdominal muscles, right? Engaging and working. What you were doing was an abdominal technique that we call Uddiyana Bandha. When you pull your navel to your spine, it's a navel lock, okay? So that's one of the locks we're gonna explore today too. I don't wanna overwhelm you with like too many things in one class, but just so you know that it goes together, because you're pulling your belly to your spine every time you exhale. Could you feel that? So that's Uddiyana Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha. So belly button to spine, okay? And if you've ever taken like a Pilates class before, or even yoga sometimes, or any kind of, actually, Michelle, do you use that terminology? Do you ever say pull your navel to your spine?
Pull your navel.
Yeah, so,
Somebody says strength, pulling your belly button to your spine.
yeah, so it's
It's just different terminology.
exactly. So this is, and it's like, I don't know what came first, like I don't know when, but I know that this is a lock that was taught in yoga, and because there's several different locks, so that's that lock right there. And we use that in so many different poses as well to help support the spine, okay? And do core work, right? Whenever you do core work, there's some poses in yoga when you start to get into some arm balancing poses, like crow pose, if you've ever tried a crow pose before, which I'll show you, but we're not doing today. But in order for me to do crow pose, I have to really pull my belly to my spine. Otherwise, I can't, all of the pressure goes into my wrists and into my joints. So I have to really pull the energy up this way. So this is, and you've probably seen this before, maybe on Yoga Magazine or, I don't know, somewhere. But it looks like this. I'm not warm at all, so let's see if I can even do it, right? So your knees kind of come up towards your armpits. You come forward and you lean in, and then you can either lift one foot at a time, or, ooh, I'm sweaty, both feet at a time, and now I'm pulling my belly up towards my spine. If I wasn't, everything would go down, right? So I have to really go up through here to be able to do that pose. So a lot of poses require that, that lock. All right, you guys ready for a little warm up? A little review and some standing poses? Sound good? Okay, let's go ahead and start. Come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. You can move. You can move, yeah, go for it. Now, we never know where the sun is going to go in this little studio space. It's kind of like, I think it's this way, I think it's that way, but it's okay. So just to warm up the lower back and start to think about this lock, this navel to spine lock, you're going to go through cat-cow, but with a little more attention and intention to pull the belly up and in as you go into your cat back, okay? So as you inhale, you can find the reverse of that cat, right? The reverse of that cat is that cow, and it's a little bit of a back bend, isn't it? Then as you exhale, right here at the belly, at the navel center, pull in and up, that's your exhale breath, arch your back, and really think, like Michelle said, she had such a great cue, like there's a string coming from the back of your body, pulling your belly button in, right? So pulling your belly through, string pulling back, and then reversing that sensation. Here we go, inhale to cow pose. Doesn't it change it when you really think about it? Like all of a sudden you're doing a core exercise. Exhale as you round your spine. And what else happens, right? What else happens? Your back stretches, doesn't it? Even more if you really think about using your core. Twice more here as you inhale, finding your upper back stretch, you're arching your back here, and then exhale as you round, maybe letting your head drop, and the neck stretch. And then last time through, inhale, as you lift your head, your neck, your chest, and then exhaling as you round through your spine. Well done. And then just to go a little bit further into that last pose, you're gonna walk your hands back towards your knees, curl your toes under, so really close, come towards your knees, float your knees away from the floor. So now I'm in sort of like a crouching position. Some of you are gonna stay here with your hands on the blocks and maybe your fingertips on the floor, especially if you have a knee issue. You're not gonna be really low. If you don't have a knee issue, you're gonna bend your knees a lot and crouch down into what we call ball pose. This is another great place to feel Uddiyana Bandha. So think of a C curve in your spine, okay? Take a breath in through your nose and breathe into your back, spreading your lungs and your ribs. You'll even let that breath stretch your back a little bit. And then as you exhale, pull your belly to your spine and let the tailbone drop. And you can do this up here in what we call crouching pose, okay? You can definitely do it here. This just takes a little more pressure off of the knees. Let's do 3 more breaths. Inhale, this is your ball pose. Exhale as you pull your belly to your spine, rounding the lower back. One more time. Inhale into your back. Spread your lungs, spread your ribs, spread your lats. Exhale, again, think navel to spine, tailbone down. You're just squeezing yourself into a little ball. Awesome, you guys. Go ahead and straighten your legs all the way. Let your heels drop. Your feet should be about hip-width distance apart. And then I want you to find ragdoll. Bend your knees a lot, and then just hang. This will decompress the spine after anything we just did, maybe from sitting, maybe from just your day, right? Who knows, the whole day was tight for me. So just like let your neck hang, and then maybe even a little sway from side to side. Definitely staying connected to your breath. Well, how about one more breath here as you start to create the rest of your practice. Inhale, and exhale, let it go. And then just place your hands to your hips. Tone your belly right under your fingertips and lift your head, your neck, your shoulders, and come all the way up to mountain pose. Let your arms come to your side with your palms facing forward. And then just pause there in mountain pose. Another key concept in yoga is that we look for a place to gaze at. Our focal point is called our dristi. So as we're beginning to focus and create a practice where you can move, like bringing in the Surya Namaskar A's and bringing in the Surya Namaskar B, and starting to introduce these hip openers and these different opening poses, you're going to be needing a focal point, a dristi. So something that isn't moving in front of you to keep your focus on. It can change a little bit, especially as if you're moving up and down your mat, you might look in different places. But for right now, I want you to pick a spot on the floor, a few inches in front of you, or just ahead of your mat even. That's not gonna tweak your neck, that you can gaze at. I love to have people gaze with kind eyes. So think about, no satisfaction. Okay, good. So find that focal point, pause there. Good, kind eyes, soft eyes. When we start to balance, we introduced a balance pose last week. This is a really important piece when you learn balance, focal point, dristi. Just keep your gaze soft and steady. Take a breath in. Go ahead and exhale out your mouth and let it go. And then we'll do a simple sun salute here, a little half sun salute to start. Inhale your arms straight up to the sky. As they come up, you look up towards your palms and press them together. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, and fold all the way forward. Relax your neck and your head and let it hang. On your inhale breath, find your halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shin bones or your two blocks and find that halfway lift. As you exhale, fold forward again. Come all the way over, extended legs. Inhale, look forward, come all the way up with a flat back. Reach and touch the sky, and then hands to your heart center, Samastitihi. So something to think about is that you don't always have to do chaturangas or downward facing dogs. You know, that is, yes, traditionally, if you're gonna go take a vinyasa class, I wanna prepare you for that. But if you feel like skipping that, you go into a class and you're like, I don't wanna go into plank, I don't wanna do push-ups. You can always take these kind of half sun salutes and just do the first part, and you'll achieve a lot of the benefits that you get. And, you know, do your own thing, you know what to do. Oh, yeah, maybe take your blocks and just, or your towels and like, yeah, there you go. Oh, that's even a better, your son is smart. Water bottle. All right, here we go from the top. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, touch the sky. Follow the gaze, right? Your gaze follows your breath. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit as you fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands can come to your shin bones. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back. Touch the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, back to Samastitihi. Let's go again. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Tone your belly as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back. You can bend your knees. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more times. I'm just gonna watch you guys. Here we go, you got this. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Good. Exhale, hands through the heart center, forward fold. You got it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up, touch the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Good. Here we go again. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Now pause for a second with your forward fold. So once you fold forward, traditionally, your knees can absolutely be bent, but you're not looking forward. A lot of times we keep looking forward. You wanna bring your chin to your chest and almost tuck your chin to your chest because the dristi, the focal point, is your belly button, y'all. Yeah, and Paisley, your arms to the floor. Hands to the floor when you fold forward. Yup, So chin to chest, gazing towards the navel as you forward fold, okay? There's your dristi. And then as you inhale, halfway lift, now you're in a flat back and your gaze goes forward, your dristi switches. It comes right in front of you on your mat. And then let's do that again. Exhale, forward fold. Your hands come to either side of your feet. You can have a couple blocks there. You bring your chin in, you look towards your navel. As you inhale, your head leads the way. You come all the way up with a flat back. Circle the arms, come all the way up. Bring the palms to touch. And then hands to the heart center, Samastitihi, back to center. We're gonna do it again. Here we go again. Inhale, your arms go up, your dristi goes up. Exhale, fold forward. You follow the dristi. The dristi is your palms as you fold, and you turn your gaze up towards your navel, hands to the floor. Inhale, you find a halfway lift. You might have your blocks or your shin bones handy, dristi forward. Exhale, forward fold. Again, look back towards your belly. Inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back. Touch the sky, palms press. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. One more time. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach. Look up, look towards your palms. Exhale, fold forward. Follow your hands as you go all the way down. Hands to the floor or the blocks. Now, inhale, halfway lift. You look a little ahead. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Remember, chin to chest, look up towards your navel. That's it. Inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back. Touch the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Good job, you guys. And then mountain pose. You come back to your mountain pose. Nice. All right, wonderful. Why don't you take a step forward to the front of your mats now? All right, we're gonna do a little half sun salute B now. So that's a half sun salute A, meaning bless you. That was the first part of sun salutation A. So we did that push up, down, dog, right? In that second part, which I told you now you can skip if you don't want to, right? Okay, sun salutation B, we introduce a pose called Utkatasana chair pose. So in chair pose, basically, you start to bend your knees and you send your sit bones. You can think of your sit bones as the two bones that sort of create that shape of your little butt. So when you bend your knees, your sit bones get sent not down, but they get sent back on a far diagonal. It's almost as if you're trying to sit into a chair, but you're not quite going to get there. Now, if you have bad knees, don't worry, because you don't have to go all the way back, okay? Your spine is straight. You're not in that cat back. You're in almost like a halfway lift style of spine, okay? So let's practice. Separate your feet. Let's do this hip width distance apart just for balance. You're gonna come up the same way with your arms. So you inhale your arms up to the ears. There's different ways to get into this, by the way. Keep your arms separated this time, so think extended mountain pose. And then as you exhale, start to bend your knees and take your sit bones back on a diagonal. Now, if it's too much for you to keep your arms up with your ears, you can keep your hands at your heart center, or you can even rest them on your thighs, just like this. This is a great place to rest as well. You should feel your legs working here. If you look down, your knees are not going way beyond your ankles, okay? They're actually right over your ankles. Your sit bones are going back. You should see all 10 toes. Good. Take a deep breath in here, and then forward fold. Let it go. Come all the way down and fold. Remember, chin to chest, eyes towards the navel. You're doing great. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now we rise through our chair pose. Start to bend your knees now. Sweep your arms up towards your ears. Find your chair pose. Heart is lifted, shoulders are down. Press through your feet. Come all the way to standing. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Samasthiti. Yeah? So here we go. Sun salute B, half sun salute B. This is half sun salute B. From the top, bend your knees, sweep your arms up to the sky. You take an inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose. Hands can be at the heart center or reaching up to the sky. Exhale, come all the way to standing. Look up, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Okay, here we go. 2 more times. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, sit low. Exhale, forward fold, chin to chest, eyes towards the belly. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. It's a breathing exercise. Inhale, bend your knees, find your version of chair. Exhale, come all the way to standing, arms go back, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. You guys getting warm? Yeah, 1 more round, here we go. Inhale, bend your knees, sitting low, arms with the ears or hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Exhale to rise, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Okay, I want you guys to do it again on your own so I can see you guys. Ready? Here we go. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms up, chair pose. Good, relax your shoulders a little bit. Perfect. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Remember, have your hands, yeah, there you go. Paisley, hands to your shins. Yeah, so you have some resistance there, And then exhale, forward fold. It's not bad to hover your hands, it's just nice to have resistance. Inhale, chair pose again, starting with that chair. Knees are bent, shoulders down, great job. Exhale, come all the way to standing, and hands to heart center. Okay, nice job you guys. Relax your shoulders. Good work. Okay, so that's our half sun salutation V, all right? We're gonna do some standing hip opening poses now. The first one is called Warrior One. So to get into this, we're just gonna take it really easy. We're just gonna step back and do it traditional. So with your right foot staying right where it's at, step your left foot back behind you. So you're in what's called a lunge position on the ball of your left foot. Your right knee is bent. This is also called crescent lunge. These are all narrow, it is a hip opener, but it's not a traditional hip opener, which is what we're gonna do. We'll go over this pose a little more in detail next week, okay? But from here, keeping that knee bent, the next part of this is that you're just gonna pivot on your left foot. You're gonna turn to the outer edge of your left foot, and you're gonna come to the first standing hip opening pose called Warrior Two. So the outer edge of your left foot is sealed. If you look at your feet, your right heel is actually in alignment with your left arch. I have this really nifty mat here that somebody designed with a line that goes straight down the center of my mat. You guys see that? It's like a vine, but it gives me a really good cue as to like how I'm standing on my mat, you know? That would be a great idea if you could draw a line down the center of your mats, by the way. All right, so when you look, your right heel intersects your left arch. I'm gonna turn around to see you guys. Yeah, and your knee is bent, but it's not going beyond the ankle. So a little more heel to arch, Michelle. You're more heel to heel, it looks like to me. So take it to that way more. Other way. So right heel to left arch. So if you look at your feet, yeah. So your hips in Warrior Two are facing Michelle. They're facing the left side of your mat. And then you can always keep your hands on your hips. At least for now, let's do that. Look at your right knee for a second. Let's get the right alignment. Everyone looks mostly good. Yes, everyone corrected themselves there. This is a tricky thing. The knee wants to buckle inward a lot. Okay, that's just like a normal thing that knee will do. So when you get into this pose, you just want to make sure that your knee is positioned over your second and your third toe. And if you have socks on, you look great, by the way, but if you look down at your second and your third toe, if that knee were to keep going, it would go right over that. Then the back leg is super straight, and the outer edge of your left foot, is sealed. Let's go ahead and open the arms. Take your arms up parallel to the ground, and then you turn your head, and your gaze is just beyond the tip of your right middle fingernail. So you look right at your middle finger, and then you just gaze right beyond it. So it's a narrow, kind eyes. Let's go to our Ujjayi breath, and let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through your nose. Good, do it again. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. One more breath in. One more breath out. Nice job, you guys. Go ahead and press your right leg straight. Pivot on your right heel, turning your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. So now your left toes are going to be facing the back of your mat. So we're facing that direction whenever you get a chance. Don't worry, it's confusing.
Yeah, well, and I have like a week because it's been bad for so long that my left leg is weak.
Then all you do is take your time and step out and step back in, and it's all good.
Okay,
So don't even worry about it. Stretch, whatever you need to stretch, and take as much time as you want, right? So no race to get anywhere. But we get in the same way. So what I want you to do is, again, look at your feet and make sure, again, is my left heel intersecting my right arch. So you know that. The other thing you want to be careful of is that back foot. You don't want your back foot to be turned out. If anything, it can be slightly turned in. Good, Kiri. Yeah, it looks good. And then again, open up your arms. Left knee bending. Your left knee over your second and your third toe. Yes. So you feel that in your hips? It's a hip opener. Okay? So arms are open, shoulders are down, gaze over that left middle finger down. 3 breaths. Back leg straight, Paisley, if you can. Just straighten it a little more. Yeah, there we go. Much better. 2 more breaths. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale through your nose. smile. You guys are on the featured on the video tonight.
You might want to delete that part of me.
Do it right. Pressure's on. I'm just kidding. Okay, so here we go. Your right heel turns, so your right toes face forward, okay? So from here, it's the same alignment, y'all, heel to arch. Okay, so you don't even have to move your feet. You just kind of pivot, right? This leg stays straight, but I want you to see something. I'm not locked out. I'm actually engaged in my quad. I still have that lifting going on. If you have a tendency to hyperextend, you can put a micro bend in your right knee when you do this, okay? All right, so here we go. Arms up, parallel, just like we were before. I have my block in my right hand because I'm going to place it next to my foot. You can grab it when you get down, so don't worry about it if you don't have it. Start to nudge your outer right hip back and straight. So it's like you're trying to hip check the person to your left. You're moving it over to the left. You're reaching, and then you're placing your right hand right on top of that block. Your left arm goes straight up towards the sky. This is a big stretch in your right inner thigh. Your groin here on the right side, your hips all over. I'm going to do one more thing here. You guys go back to that beautiful breath. Can I adjust you a little bit? I want you to breathe. That's right. Good job. You feel the difference? I know it's hard. Just breathe. You're doing so good. Breathe in through your nose. That's it, Gary. Turning. Yes, wonderful. Breathe in, breathe out. One more deep breath in, y'all. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, the hardest part is coming up. Use your inner thigh strength. Pull them in towards each other, like your heels are magnetized towards each other, and then come all the way up. This is your core. Come all the way up, and we're going to the other side. So pivot on your right toe, or your right heel, and then pivot on your left heel. Okay? So same alignment, heel to arch, your block. You need to place it over to your left side. You go ahead and do that. Bring your arms out to the side. Start to nudge your left hip back. It's like you're trying to hip check the person to your right. Use your core strength and support as you reach to the left, and then bring your left hand down. It can go to a block. It can go to your shin bone. It can go to 2 tall blocks. Okay? It can be stacked on 2 tall blocks even. Turn your body open so you're revolving the underside of your body up.
Here's my gaze.
I like, oh, good point. If your neck is sensitive, you're looking down. If you can, you turn your gaze to look up towards your left fingertips, if that's appropriate on your neck. Otherwise, you're just looking down, and it's perfect. This looks good. There we go. Stay with your breath. Inhale through your nose. Your palm is facing the same direction that you're looking. You're doing great. Take one more breath in. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Yes. All right, you guys, hardest part is coming up, right? So engaging your core, engaging your inner thighs, like your heels are magnets. You pull up with your inner thighs and you come all the way up to standing. So good. Well done. And then pivot on your left heel. Bring your hands to your hips, easy exit. Pivot on your right heel. Look towards the front of your mat. Step all the way to the front of your mat. Bring your arms to your sides, palms facing forward, mountain pose. Okay? So those are 2 hip opening poses. There's more standing hip openers. But those are 2 really good ones that you will most likely see in a regular yoga class. A lot of people do triangle. A lot of people do warrior 2. Okay? Any questions? No? You okay over there? Bug?
I know, I haven't tried this.
Okay. We're going to hit the deck now. So from here, let's go ahead and do one more pose from the top, Paisley. She's like, do I want to be here? Do I want to be there? Do I want to be here? Okay, do you remember last week we did tree pose? Okay, so let's revisit that tree pose with just one little add-on if you want. It's called standing pigeon, okay? That's another hip opener. So if you wanted to, you could just do tree pose again, or you could come with me to standing pigeon. We'll all do this with the hands at the heart center. So the first part is the same. You bring the weight into your left leg, you come to the ball of your right foot, and you externally rotate. Then that foot comes up against the foot, right into the ankle. Hips are open. You feel that? That's a hip opener, right? Second variation, you could slide that foot up to the inner thigh, okay? If you want to try standing pigeon with me, you're going to bend the standing leg. So your left knee is going to bend, and then your right ankle is going to go up, and you're going to sit it right across the front of your left thigh. Either way, anything you do is great, right? Relax your shoulders. Find a focal point. Good job, Carrie. A lot of good breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. You should feel that in your right hip. Good. Inhale. This is your Ujjayi breath now. Exhale through your nose. Good. One more inhale. One more exhale. Well done. Come out the way you came. You did great. Come out the way you came. Bring both feet down. Reset mountain pose. Here we are. Good. Second side. Come to the ball of your left foot. Rotate your left thigh externally. Slide your left foot in. Bring your hands to your heart center. Find a focal point. Stay here. Connect to your breath. Eyes on one spot in front of you. If you want, you start to bend your right knee now. As you bend your right knee, you go into that chair variation that we were in. It's the same thing. Hips back, by the way. Then you can slide that left foot up. You could even grab the ankle if you wanted to assist, by the way. I'm not opposed to that. To bring it right on top of that right thigh. Flex your left foot if you're in half pigeon standing. Bend your right knee more to have more sensation. Stay where you're at if you have enough. Let's take 3 breaths. Together, inhale. Together, exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. So good, you guys. Take your time. Slowly come out the way you came. Keep your focal point, your drishti. Bring your left foot down to meet your right. Find your mountain pose. My gosh, you guys did so good tonight. Let's do one little Surya Namaskar into our ball pose, and we'll lie on our backs and stretch, and then we're out of here. Here we go. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, remember as you fold forward, chin to chest and your navel to your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands can come to those blocks or your shin bones. But then this time, bring your fingertips either onto those 2 tall blocks in front of you or on the mat in front of you. Lift your heels up high. Let's find that ball pose. Exhale, ball pose, navel to spine. Now, from here, you're going to come down onto your mat. If you want, you can try reaching your arms forward. I don't care how you get down. It's okay. But if you want, try to reach forward and come down. Can we get there? Good job. That face was funny. Go ahead and bring your hands behind your thighs. You guys did so good tonight. Roll yourself all the way down onto your back. We're going to take a couple stretches here. So, keeping your lower back on the mat and your knees bent, go ahead and hug your right knee to your chest. You can interlace your fingers and bring them right across the front of your right shin bone here. Stay here, pulling your right knee outside. So you're going to take your knee, swing it over to the right a little bit, and then pull it up towards the shoulder. So you're feeling a little pinching sensation in the hip. Stay here, or you can extend your left leg on the floor. So that left leg can be straight on the floor. It's not hovering. It's definitely active, but it's on the ground, and you're pulling the knee towards the shoulder. This is called wind removing pose. So right there, massaging the ascending colon, you're staying there for another breath. And then release some of that tension, some of that sensation. bring your knee back to center, and then extend your right leg straight up to the sky. Now, most of us can't really get that leg super straight, right? And that's okay, don't worry about it. The knee can be bent. Interlace your fingers behind your hamstring. So right at your hamstring muscle. If you can fully straighten your right leg, then bring your arms up a little bit higher to your calf muscle. But if not, just stay right there. Press your hamstring into your hand. This is an active stretch. You're pushing forward and pulling at the same time. So there's leverage, there's resistance, okay? This is actively stretching your right hamstring. Take one more breath here as you push and you pull. And then release it. Bend your right knee. Take your left hand to your right knee. Bring your right arm out to a T position behind you, right on the floor behind you. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, twist. Right knee just goes right across that extended left leg. This is a great place to put your block, just right underneath your right knee, especially if the floor is just a little too far for you. It's beautiful just to have that tiny, tiny modification. Good, one more breath in. Exhale it out. And then slowly bring your knee back to center. And then bring your right foot down to the floor. Bend your left knee to your chest, nice and slow. Interlace your fingers to the front of your left shin bone. And then start to take your knee over to the left. Then pull the knee up towards the left armpit, and you can stay there. Or, I really like to straighten that right leg, but it's not necessary, especially if it feels like too much. Keep your right foot on the floor, and don't worry about straightening that leg. It just might feel good to open up that right hip. Just take another breath there as you pull the knee towards the shoulder. You're avoiding the rib cage, by the way, there on the left. And then release a little bit of that tension. Bring your knee back to center. Extend that left leg up. Now you can reach, remember, behind the hamstring or calf, any place that works for you. You can absolutely keep your left knee bent. The stretch happens by actually activating the left hamstring. So you're pushing the hamstring into your grip, and then you're pulling at the same time. Either that or you're up at your calf muscle. So either way is fine. So don't think that you have to have it one way or the other. You should just feel something. I hope you do. Inhale through the nose. Good job. Exhale to pull a little bit more. And then let go. Bend your left knee. Take your left arm out to the side now. We're going to go into our twist. You're going to hold your left knee with your right hand, and then just slide your left knee across the body to the right. This is where that block goes underneath the right knee as you find that twist, or your bolster, or whatever you have. Or it can even just hover, so don't worry about getting it to touch anything, just feel a nice twist. Try to relax and breathe. And remember that you've done really good work tonight. And slowly bring your knee back to center. Good work. Pull the right knee in to meet the left. So both knees to chest now. Right into a little tight ball. Curl yourself up. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab your elbows. Grab your shin bones. Take one more breath in. Get super tight. Like tight in your face, tight in your arms, tight in your body, tight, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. And then exhale out your mouth, let it all go, loosening everything up. Take the legs out, arms out, palms facing up. Make sure the shoulders are not shrugged up by the ears, that your legs are open at least a little wider. They're not touching. Your arms are at your side, your palms are facing up. If you have any lower back tension, just bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the floor, and knock the knees in to relax. Right there is perfect. Otherwise, you can keep the legs extended. We're here for the last 2 minutes of class. This is called Shavasana. We've been doing it every week, and it's the most important pose that you'll do in a yoga class. So if there's anything that I want you to learn is that even when you are running late to something or you have to leave class early, that you remember to take your Shavasana. And I think I said this last week, but if you skip that Shavasana, it's as if you were writing a really good novel, like you've completed this novel. You've spent days and days working on it, and then you just forget to hit save. You know, this is where it's downloaded. The practice gets downloaded into your body right here. Just take a few more breaths. And then slowly start to bring your awareness back. Move the tips of your toes and your fingertips. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. When you feel ready, bend your knees to your chest one at a time. Rocking over to one side. And slowly pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Pausing for a moment there with your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to your heart center. And on this International Day of Peace, I'd love to end with a peaceful chant, singing the song of the universe, Om Shanti, 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 which just means Om, peace, peace, peace. And if you're not comfortable chanting or singing, you don't have to. You can just close your eyes and listen. Otherwise, feel free to join along. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth. Bow your chin into your chest. And open your eyes. Thank you guys so much. You did so great. I'm so proud of you. Namaste. Well done.